North Carolina Now is visiting the campuses of public institutions of higher education across the state. On Thursdays, we visit community colleges. On Tuesdays, the schools of the UNC system. So tonight, it's Fayetteville State University's turn. Rick Sullivan reports on this school in the midst of transforming itself.
FSU is an institution with a great historical legacy, founded in the African American tradition. However, we're moving now to become a global, competitive, 21st century university with a little more of a research emphasis. Those two aren't mutually exclusive. You simply build upon your legacy to be more transformative in the 21st century.
Fayetteville State University was founded in 1867, just after the Civil War. In 1877, it became a state-funded institution. It focused on educating African-American teachers, and it was called the State Colored Normal School. It was the first public college of its kind in the South. Today, FSU is a comprehensive school in the midst of further expanding its mission.
The biggest challenge in higher education at any campus, 2-year, 4-year, etc., is often to change the culture of that campus, to get people throughout the organization to think differently, to think in terms of raising the bar relative to their daily jobs, relative to institutional priorities. We need to make sure that we provide people with a vision that they have confidence in when you transform.
Dr. Anderson says the FSU mission to provide scholarships and opportunity to underserved populations will go undisturbed. A 5-year, $25 million capital campaign aims to make sure of that. This is by far the most ambitious fundraising campaign in school history. In addition to scholarships, the money will go to building a stronger infrastructure for the university and academic programs poised for the future.
We have a new fire science management program, one of the few institutions that really have one. We have an intelligence studies program where we're emphasizing cybersecurity, cyber intelligence. We're preparing what we call the next generation of cyber hackers. We have an international early college high school. We already had a traditional early college high, but we felt to be more attractive as a global institution and to prepare these students when they're younger and then to encourage them to come here, we set up an early college that's international where students take Chinese, Arabic, and Spanish. That meets the needs of the military because they're in Afghanistan and they're in other countries where learning these languages are important.
Fayetteville State is an important partner of the military, and it's a two-way street. Moving toward new programs and a shift in demographics would be a daunting endeavor for any historically black college. But Dr. Anderson says geography is in FSU's favor.
We sit on the doorstep of Fort Bragg, and Fort Bragg is going to bring a multiracial, multi-generational, multinational, multicultural population to your campus. You have some other HBCUs who are in geographical locations where the population is predominantly African American. They're going to draw from that population. For us, it's only 65%. And that number is even declining. At some point, we'll be 60-40. And we're okay with that because we value diversity.
Got your right hand on the mouse, your left hand on your iPhone. Yes. FSU reaches out to multicultural communities in many ways, but a common thread in all of its tactics is social marketing. Regular email blasts will often have videos and school news attached. With one click, students, alumni, and partners from around the world can be updated on what's happening in the Bronco family. And it's a growing family.
I mean, when you look at the degree to which we have our tentacles in probably about 14 to 15 countries, you got to have a technology backbone to be able to communicate with your partners. We even do cross-cultural education with the University of Inner Mongolia. And so, you know, a lot of that exchange is done at our teleconferencing center, where you have real-time interaction with Chinese professors and our students and their students. It's a wonderful platform. So I'm pleased that our chancellor and the senior staff here at Fayetteville State has embraced technology, but more importantly, we depend on it.
A high-tech stock market ticker at the business school underscores the current attention and the future vision the school focuses on business. A potential PhD program for entrepreneurs is in the planning stages. If successful, This program could be an important part of the transformation Dr. Anderson sees for the university.
These people are going to move into faculty positions around the country. They're going to write books, they're going to write articles, etc. They're going to impact the thinking in the U.S. and the world about entrepreneurship.
The chancellor is passionate about the school and its future, but careful to remember the most important transformation that FSU participates in, that of the student. He feels it for his own alma mater, Villanova.
I want students to feel the same way about this institution, that they came and they were part of a family, that they came and they were challenged to be more than when they got here, that they came and became more creative, and they knew how to ask and answer questions about the world and about life.